What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Sorry for the 4-day break because I'm filming this a day before before it gets uploaded. Yeah, just had stuff to do, but we're back now. And this video is 10 most controversial moments in WWE Women's Wrestling. This was suggested by Ali Anderson, so thank you for the suggestion. If you guys have any other suggestions for videos, please put them in the link in the description below or on my posts on my channel. But yeah, let's get into it.
From messy championship swapping to original screwjob and woof, woof, barking like a dog, these moments gagged women's wrestling fans like none other. Buckle up for a wild ride. Welcome everyone to Ring the Bell. This is DS and this is the countdown of the top 10 most controversial moments in women's wrestling history. Yeah, we're taking a deep dive into the moments that had fans buzzing, social media on fire, and the wrestling world talking for years. By the way, this list is just...
Who's your favorite female wrestler? I wanna know what you guys' favorite female wrestler is.
My humble opinion, so if you disagree, let us know in the comment section, but let's start with the top 10. My first pick is...
Like I said, I don't watch wrestling, so... I mean, some of these I might know. Some of these wrestlers I might know because I did watch here and there when I was younger, but...
a title exchange between Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. It was a simple job. They were just supposed to swap the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship after the WWE draft. Again, super simple task, but quickly it turned into such an awkward moment for everyone. So Charlotte threw her title on the mat instead of handing it to Becky, and then Becky threw her title at Charlotte, and Sonya Deville, who was a GM at the time, tried to facilitate this whole strange title exchange, and ended up looking confused and pissed as hell.
Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
Backstage reports suggest that Becky and Charlotte had expressed concerns about the segment beforehand. The Queen reportedly didn't want to look weak, and the strained relationship between the two clearly contributed to the chaos. The segment was so freaking awkward that WWE edited parts out for its encore broadcast, and fans were left wondering if they just witnessed a real-life feud spill into the ring. In her book, Becky Lynch revealed that she felt Charlotte deliberately went off script, leading to a heated argument backstage. Becky was so furious that she reportedly called Charlotte a crafty f***ing right in front of Vince McMahon. This whole deviation from the script left the man fuming, and Charlotte was eventually escorted from the building. Whew, that was messy. But eventually it seems like happy ending. They all made up at the Survivor Series War Games match.
Sometimes it gets real.
That was really... It's getting dusty in here.
Number 9 on this list goes all the way back to 1985 with the original Screwjob. The WWF Women's Champion Wendy Richter faced a mysterious masked opponent named the Spider Lady. But the gag, the Spider Lady, was the infamous Fabulous Moolah in disguise.
Oh my
and the
gosh.
match took a shocking
We know about her, don't we, guys?
turn when Moolah pinned Richter in a controversial fashion. Wendy kicked out at 1, but the referee counted to 3 anyway, giving the title to Moolah.
I was in pure shock. I thought I might have misheard.
know
And even
about
the
that.
commentators were confused as hell. They thought the match was going to continue.
What was that? Referee made a 3 count?
Wendy tried to go straight to the referee after this, but there was nothing he could do. You could clearly see Wendy was pissed as...
If you guys don't know, we did watch, I think it was The Life and Crimes of Fabulous Moolah. They did bring this up in that video, so if you guys want to watch that video, it's on my channel.
hell. Backstage, it was revealed that this was all a planned screwjob orchestrated by none other than Vince McMahon. Wendy apparently had been in a contract dispute with WWE, feeling underpaid and undervalued despite her significant contribution to the company, and this screwjob was Vince's way of taking the title off of Wendy without her consent. This, unfortunately, doesn't come as a shock now that we know a lot more about stuff that Vince has done. Number 8. Now, we all know that we love a Divas Battle Royale, but we were so not prepared for this one. On August 1st, 2011...
Hasn't he done that to other wrestlers as well? It wasn't just her. It was, I think it's like a lot of wrestlers that he's done that to.
The Divas all made their way to the ring to the slow version of Eve Torres' theme song because why not? The match starts and first of all, Melina got eliminated like right away. She was like fixing her boots. And Gail Kim begins fighting with Alicia Fox and just randomly slides under the bottom rope herself. Michael Cole in the commentary took a big pause before saying, "We have an elimination."
I believe Gail Kim, I think.
You can also see Foxy just staring at Gail, all confused. Her self-elimination sparked immediate reactions from fans and wrestling insiders. And a couple days later, Gail posted this on Twitter saying, "Hey, I just wanted everyone to know that I officially quit WWE on Monday, so thank you WWE fans, this won't be the last you see of me, love you guys." Gail eventually explained that she had reached her breaking point after years of frustration with WWE's creative direction and lack of opportunity for women. She didn't regret her decision at all, stating that it was a matter of self-respect and standing up for herself.
I was like, they're not even going to care. They're not going to notice.
Okay.
They don't give a shit for the girls. I was like, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to roll out of the ring because they said we need to get out of the ring in the first 2 minutes. To be honest, they didn't care. They didn't even notice. I think 1 or 2 people noticed.
Gail's bold move was a clear message to WWE that she wouldn't be sidelined or disrespected any longer. And shortly after, she rejoined TNA, where she found greater opportunities and respect, and even later being inducted to TNA's Hall of Fame. Okay, I know that I disappointed you guys not doing Kelly Kelly for
Did I say
Halloween
this
by the way
was by
this
Ring
year,
the
but
Bell?
I was in Korea for 2 weeks.
I don't think I said this was by Ring the Bell. By the way, guys, this is by Ring the Bell.
Right before, and I feasted every freaking meal, so there's no way I was gonna do Mother Kelly Kelly justice. But since coming back, I've been back to working out really hard and eating healthy. See, I'm trying. But let's be honest, the world is crazy right now. You're busy, I'm busy. I've got some killer interviews lined up for the rest of 2024.
Get your bag,
Most
brother,
controversial
but
squash matches
we need to-
ever.
we
So
need to
SummerSlam
skip that,
2021 had fans expecting Bianca Belair to defend her SmackDown Women's Championship against Sasha Banks, the Boss, in a rematch for WrestleMania 37, which was very, very exciting. However, it was already weird going into this match because Sasha was pulled from live events leading up to SummerSlam, but WWE continued to advertise the match until after Bianca's entrance. Then it was revealed that Sasha couldn't compete and Carmella would take her place. And yes, we all know Carmella
don't
is
get me
freaking fabulous,
started.
but Bianca literally defeated her like bazillion times before. However, the real shock came when Becky Lynch's music hit and she made a surprise return to a thunderous roar from the crowd, having been away due to her pregnancy. But in just 26 seconds, the excitement turned into outrage as Bianca Belair's title reign was abruptly ended. Becky beat Bianca with her manhandle slam and the referee counted to 3. And right after this match, social media freaking erupted and many fans felt that this abrupt loss completely derailed Bianca's momentum as a rising star. Becky, whose legacy was very much cemented, really didn't need this victory, making this decision even more controversial. She even got the nickname of Becky Hogan from this match. Bianca later recalled this moment, saying that this was one of the most embarrassing moments of her career. This storyline, though, eventually paid off with Bianca getting a revenge at WrestleMania 38, and at SummerSlam 1 year later, Bianca defeated Becky again, with the two hugging, making amends. Ultimately, it worked out. It was a beautiful bookending moment. Number 6 moment takes us back to 2010. WWE began one of the most criticized angles ever with the Picky James storyline. During this time, WWE was committed to its PG rating and had even launched its Be a Star anti-bullying campaign. Despite all this, the storyline featured Lay Cool fat-shaming Mickie James heavily, mocking her looks and calling her Piggy James. This storyline actually spanned several months with numerous segments where Lay Cool humiliated Mickie. The most memorable segments probably are when Lay Cool shoved a pig cake in Mickey's face, and when Layla wore a fat suit to try and mock Mickey's weight. And this is like insane to look back because like Mickie was serving body tea anyway. Like, who came up with this shit? As you can imagine, the backlash for the storyline was significant as fans and critics condemned it for its body shaming and unnecessary bullying.
I'm not gagging.
Mickie James later reflected on the storyline, acknowledging its harsh nature, but also noting that it helped fans sympathize with their character. Michelle also says she did not like the storyline, but they worked with what they were given.
It was really an internal struggle for me.
What kind of storyline is that? Like, that didn't make any sense.
It was hard.
Yeah. I remember because we would talk about it prior to almost every match. And you're like, are you sure you're okay with this? Like, I don't feel good about this, or I think this is too much. And I'm like, no. And I think in my thought, I was like, we're going to take this and we're going to make it gold.
She also added that Mickie never tried to change the storyline like some other people did. Spill the tea, Michelle. Like, eventually Mickie won this whole feud and she shoved the cake into Lay Cool's face. It was a happy ending, but what did you guys think? Did you think it was a good storyline, or did WWE take it too far? And few moments in
I just think it was
WWE
a
are
weird-
as degrading as our number
From what I
5
see, it
moment
looks
on the
like-
countdown. On March 5th, 2001 edition of Raw, Vince McMahon humiliated the Hall of Famer Trish Stratus by forcing her to get on all fours and bark like a dog. This embarrassing act was part of a storyline where Trish tried to regain Vince's favor after falling out. The segment began with Vince berating Trish, who was visibly distressed, and then commanding her to strip down to her underwear and crawl around the ring.
What the
is going on in here on this day?
It is so freaking gross, especially knowing some of the allegations. It's really freaking difficult. The backlash for the segment was immediate, with fans and media outlets condemning the segment for its misogynistic undertones and lack of respect for their female performers. Trish Stratus, though she's such a champ, she's such a queen, she later reflected the segment.
And everyone kind of brings it up like almost like, no, and I don't mean it like this. Right. They make it like, oh my God, I don't want to bring this up to you. I know it's a really bad moment for you. Like, no, it wasn't a bad moment for me. It was a great moment for me and for my character. Yeah. It was something that Vince and I discussed. We knew we were doing that. We worked towards it. We knew that, like, at this point, Trish Stratus was a hated heel, right? Like, so we had to figure out a way to, like, get the fans to sympathize with me. Why would you sympathize with me at that point?
And she also later had this really cool slapping moment at WrestleMania. The number 4 most controversial moment on this countdown includes live Seriously, who the was writing all this? On January 9th, 2006, we saw a notorious live ceremony on Raw between Lita and Edge. So this segment was to celebrate Edge's championship win, but it quickly became one of the most criticized moments in wrestling history. So
hold on. I'm gonna need to, because I don't watch none of these videos beforehand, so I'm gonna need to skim through to make sure that no fuck shit happens.
The segment was part of this rated R era where Edge and Lita's on-screen relationship was heavily featured, and the situation worsened when Lita accidentally exposed herself during the live broadcast, adding even more controversy.
Cut the cameras. Deadass.
Lita has since spoken out about how uncomfortable she was during the segment, revealing that she was basically told that she would be fired if she didn't comply with WWE's demands. Despite high ratings, the fan response was overwhelmingly negative, with many feeling that Lita was exploited here, and later that year we saw Lita announce her retirement from wrestling only after
we know about Vince, we know.
6 years with WWE. Lita's tragic departure highlighted the harsh realities faced by women in wrestling industry, where they were often put in this compromising positions for entertainment. Despite the controversy, Lita's legacy in wrestling remained strong, and years later, WWE finally gave their flowers to Lita with the Hall of Fame ceremony, her return for the match with Becky Lynch. At least they did that. Number 3, May 16, 2022 marked a significant controversy in women's wrestling, or just wrestling in general, when Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out of WWE Raw due to creative differences. This news sent shockwaves through the wrestling world, altering Sasha and Naomi's career and the industry as a whole. And WWE commentators Corey Graves and Michael Cole even went as far as to call the duo unprofessional on air.
Sasha Banks and Naomi let us all down. Their actions disappointed millions.
So the original plan for that night was a 6-pack challenge where Naomi was rumored to win, chasing the singles title, even though the Boston Glow were the tag team champions, and they were promised they would help revitalize the women's tag team division. In a dramatic exit, Sasha Banks and Naomi supposedly left their titles on a WWE executive's desk and walked out.
They left the building. They left the building.
Fans were completely divided on this news. Many understood the duo's reason for the walkout, while others were trying to paint them as unprofessional. Despite the public fallout and WWE's attempt to damage their reputations, both women emerged stronger. Almost a year after the walkout, Sasha Banks became the CEO.
See, this is the problem, right? Like, yeah, you're bound to a contract or whatever, but at the same time, it's like, here's the problem with contracts. That there's a lot of problems with contracts, but it's like they can almost like degrade you and you just have to accept it. That's why I would never sign a contract ever. Because that's fucking bullshit. Especially with the Fabulous Moolah and I forgot the rest of his name. I'm sorry, guys. I'm horrible with that stuff. But she lost her title, right? It's like that stuff. Same with the previous one with Lita. It's like
Mercedes Moné, and dominated in New Japan Pro Wrestling, Stardom, and AEW, winning multiple championships. Naomi rebranded under her real name Trinity and had a...
I don't know if the WWE is like that now, because a lot of this fuck shit was happening when Vince was in charge, right?
Successful run in TNA Impact, capturing the Knockouts Championship, Mercedes Moné has stated that no one truly knows the full story behind their decision except her and Naomi, adding so much mystery to what actually happened that night.
Nobody knows the story. You don't know the story. You're reading whatever you want to read and believing whatever you want to believe. Nobody knows the story because I haven't said anything. And I'm not going to say anything because That's just the classy boss that I am, the CEO.
I left that day because of the way I was talked to and handled. And it just, everything kind of just broke me that day. Had nothing to do with anything else, anybody else. But that was just it.
Their departure showed the importance of creative freedom and respect for the talent in professional wrestling, inspiring other wrestlers to stand up for their careers and artistic integrity. But which side were you when this all happened? Our next moment sent shockwaves through the wrestling world during the Monday Night War. In late 1995, WWF Women's Champion Alundra Blaze was fired due to budget cuts and the company's decision to scrap women's division. And so what do you do when you're a champion and got fired and your entire division got scrapped? Go to the next biggest wrestling company, WCW. WCW also saw this as a golden opportunity and brought in Alundra, aka Medusa. So Medusa marched onto WCW Nitro on December 18th, 1995 and tossed the WWF Women's Championship belt into a trash can live on TV.
What? I love garbage.
Her trashing of the WWF Women's Championship was a symbolic act, highlighting her unfair firing from WWF.
I'm ready to kill it. I was serious. I'm like, okay, if they're not going to do anything with me, I need to say, hey, this is where the big girls play. I wanted to absolutely make a statement with women's wrestling there because it was well deserved. It needed to.
Medusa's action had long-lasting repercussions though, leading to her being blacklisted by WWE for nearly 2 decades. It wasn't until 2015 that she was inducted into WWE Hall of Fame, finally receiving recognition for her contribution to the sport. Medusa's trash can moment was the ultimate take this job and shove it moment, and it shook the wrestling world to its core. Before revealing our top pick for the most controversial moments, here are some honorable mentions. We got the lesbian segment on Raw in 2002, Dawn Marie and Al Wilson storyline, the entire 3-way storyline involving Tori Wilson's actual dad, and Carmella winning the first ever women's Money in the Bank match in 2017 with
Wrestling
Couple
was
the Man,
so
James
unhinged.
Ellsworth. Alright, the number one moment has to go to AJ Lee's pipe bombshell on WWE Raw from August 26, 2013. It remains one of the most polarizing moments in women's wrestling history. Just ask any Bella army. In this heated promo, AJ came for the cast of Total Divas, including the Bella twins and Natalia, accusing them for chasing fame over wrestling. AJ called all the women cheap, interchangeable, expendable, useless women. I do think it was really funny though that Bella twins and Eva Marie are like screaming for AJ to say to their face, which she literally is doing.
Okay.
And also repeatedly yelling, "You just skip!" This segment was controversial for addressing the real-life tension with the Divas division and AJ, and blurred the lines between the scripted entertainment and reality. Some saw AJ's promo as just really good promo as part of the storyline, but some fans argue that her words shamed Total Divas cast and undermined their contribution and just created division between women rather than unity. This discourse continues social media till today, sparking debates on whether the segment was iconic or simply overrated. Supporters praise AJ for bringing attention to the women's division with this promo, while critics feel her promo was unnecessarily harsh and way too personal. Ultimately, AJ Lee's pipe bombshell is a defining moment in WWE history and has everyone still talking about it. But yeah, I know still to this day a lot of you guys are fighting about this. So who was on the right here, AJ or the cast of Total Divas? What do you think was the most controversial moment, and did we miss anything?
What's personal? Hold on. I'm gonna get into this. What's personal is, you know, Edge and Lita doing that shit. Vince McMahon stripping somebody of a title without them knowing. What was the other ones? There was a couple other ones that were, you know, oof. But yeah, I like this video. Thank you, Allie Anderson, for suggesting it. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a like, subscribe. And if you have any suggestions, please post them in the link below or put them on my posts on my channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.